Okay, now we will move on to optics algorithm. What is optics algorithm? It's nothing but ordering points to identify cluster structure. It is similar, completely similar to DB-scan algorithm. Just two more parameters are added to the DB-scan algorithm. In DB-scan algorithm, the data points, similar data points are according to the radius and the minimum threshold parameter. The data points are uh, joined or joined or clubbed together to form a cluster. Same as the DB scan algorithm, optics algorithm also works, but the only difference is here all the clustered are ordered in some form and based on a reachability distance. Okay, so this is the only major difference between optics and DB scan algorithm, and it is really high complexity algorithm than the DB scan algorithms. And there we are going to set the parameter for a number of clusters. Here in optics algorithm we are not going to set it, and it is done automatically. And now here in this algorithm tries to build some representation with ordered list of points called the reachability plot. Okay, now here also we have the same density threshold parameter X, which is the minimum, which controls the minimum density of clusters, and for each data point, the nearest distance is calculated, that is the reachability distance, and the reachability plot diagram is plotted. I'll, for example, here, this is DB scan algorithm output, and this is optics algorithm output. So here also all the data points are clustered here, but they are all grouped in some form. Okay, they are all ordered. This is a major difference between optics and DB scan algorithm. You will get a fine understanding from this optics algorithm rather than this DB scan algorithm. But this is highly complex and takes lot of runtime in this real world. So we need lot of parameters to be considered when it comes to optics algorithm. Okay. So here in the optics algorithm, each clusters are grouped from the data points, and data point that are really close to each other. In this, from here to here, these data points are really close to each other, and they are all having same or nearby reachability distance. Okay. Now next, in Python implementation, we use Git library called cluster and import optics. Now for fitting the optics model, we use for initialization we are using a variable clustering is equal to optics. Minimum samples we use 20. Epsilon is 0.05. That is the that for the reachability distance, and minimum cluster size is also 5. And this is predicting the model, and after this the model is created and trained based on this. Okay, now we are going to see the difference between optics clustering and DB scan clustering. The memory cost for optics clustering will be more than the DB scan clustering, and a DB scan clustering requires few more parameters than optics clustering requires few more parameters than the DB scan clustering. But there is you because of the parameters and the way it runs, there is always analytical process is little less. Okay, then optics can identify clusters of different sizes and shapes. Even DBs can identify, but this is even more advanced. Then, and some level in optics algorithm, some level of understanding you can get, or information we can get, or you can extract clusters with different levels of granularity, means the increased data point, the decreased set of data points. And in noise, when it comes to noise, optic algorithm is very less effective in identifying clusters filters with noise. DB scan is also a little bit less effective